coffee or something like that.
Sorry.
And it's
Yes.
got all kinds of good stuff for you, like cacao and lion's mane and cordyceps and reishi mushrooms and turmeric and cinnamon. It tastes like chai and chocolate, and it is just the most relaxing, lovely drink.
And I understand that vodka is also a good thing to add into it.
Vodka. I haven't tried that yet. Are you trying to nudge me?
No. Okay, so he came back.
There he is.
Yeah.
Where's your cat? Jerriana.
Let's see. Goodness, good question. Oh, she's right here. She's in a cubby. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Skitters actually wants a girlfriend. Look at this beautiful, look at her.
Oh. Well, Tigger is out on his walk, so he's not joining us for the meeting.
Yeah, so
today.
Jerriana, I want Jerriana to talk because then she goes big on the screen. Go ahead, Jerriana, say something.
Hi. I have it set to gallery view, but this is my cat Maddie, and she is a little special needs, but she is the best. So yes, and I also have a puppy in my office right now too, if anybody needs some puppy time.
That got his attention, but
Did
now
he see
he's
her?
gone. Yeah.
Are you drinking anything today, Jerriana? Joining us
Yes,
for cocktails and
I have.
conversation?
I have a nice, sorry, it's like if I see a cat, I just like, it's like squirrel, except cat.
Yeah.
I have a glass of Sauvignon Blanc that I put some fresh blackberries in.
Ooh.
Makes me feel fancy.
That's very nice. Well, definitely type all that in, put your contact information in, and
Okay.
yeah, so
I'll do that right now.
Yeah, so we're about 4 minutes in. I know that there were a bunch of other people that said that they were joining, and I had sent them the Zoom link. So hopefully they'll
Well, let's
join
find
us.
out what Catherine is drinking while we're waiting to see if anyone else comes on.
I'm very boring. I'm just drinking ice water.
Okay, well, that's good for you. It's great to stay hydrated. Yeah. How much water do you drink a day, Catherine?
A lot.
Yeah. So do you feel hydrated after you drink the water?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Good. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm a big water drinker myself.
Yeah.
I do have a big tumbler of water here too, just to be fair.
Yeah.
I try to rotate.
Yep, never far without my water. So, and the nice thing, we have, Cindy's joining us. Okay, good. Cindy is logging in. And so what I did with this was I made it so that anybody could join at any time, that there was no waiting room kind of a thing. So we just need your, if you want to, Cindy, I should say, you can turn your camera on.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
Hi.
What a beautiful group of ladies.
My camera's a mess because the lens got screwed up, so it's the best it's ever going to be.
It's like that soft focus though.
Yeah,
it kind of works out,
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
magical.
That's very nice. So yeah, so I figured we wait like maybe another 2 minutes and then we can get like started actually. And but rather than, because what I was going to do was I was going to have Donna do the breathing exercises. But I guess what I'll do is I'll explain a little bit about women rocking wellness. But if we just want to chat a little bit, and then I'll get started in about 2 minutes. And if you ladies want to put in the chat your contact information, what your name and your contact information, your URL, email, what your business is, and if you're drinking something, then you could tell us what it is and the recipe. So
have a question for you, Jerriana.
Yeah.
Do you only train puppies?
No, I actually just had a cat consultation today. So I provide behavior consults for cats and birds also. As far as older dogs go, sometimes I have worked with older dogs, but if it's not, depending on what's going on, I may refer them to another awesome trainer, and or they might be a great fit for my program.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
I have a 17-month-old pit lab mix named Tigger. You may have seen him on my news feed every now and then, but he could use some harness training, and also he needs to learn how to get into a life vest, so we can take him swimming in the pool. So,
Fun.
yeah. So is this something I could engage you in?
Yeah, so a lot of my programs are kind of long game in terms of focusing on different skills, but if you just have a couple of little things you need to work on, when you say harness training, do you mean like loose leash walking, or literally he just doesn't want you?
Yeah, I was advised to get a harness with a front clasp, and I can't get him to wear the harness.
Okay, so he
And
might
he
have
does
some
pulls and
sensitivity.
tugs and everything. So yeah, he's very unruly walker, but we have fun.
Yeah. It sounds like he might have a little sensitivity around just the process of getting the harness on and being comfortable. So that's something we could certainly chat about. Happy to set up a time and we can talk, and I can give you at least a few recommendations to get started with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's a struggle too. Because too, if you ever needed anything, like even when it comes to medicating and stuff like that, you want them to be comfortable with you handling them.
Yeah. Well, he is that, but he just doesn't like those to be put in things.
Like in his armpits. Yeah, it's all uncomfortable.
All right.
Okay. So you know what I'll do though is for you ladies, Women Rocking Wellness, this has been going on for just a few months. This is what our third, we didn't have the event in August. We had June and July, right?
Yeah, we're about 4 months old.
Yeah. So this is very, very new. And this was, Donna, Marie actually thought this up. And so being in the health and wellness industry, she wanted to have educational events once a month. And sometimes they're going to be, on Zoom, and sometimes they're going to be in person, sometimes at lunch, sometimes after work. And it's not just for women to attend. We decided that, hey, this should be for men and women to attend it, because there were a few men that, and I don't know why they're not here now, they should be, because they're like, hey, it's not fair. And so it is open for men and women, but Donna Marie and Patrice Bose of Serenity Solutions and Lori Davis of Own the 24.
Lori Baker.
Oh, I did it again. Lori Baker. Why? I know a Lori Davis. That's why.
I figured that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Lori Baker, Own the 24. Actually, I knew that. I was testing you, Donna. You passed.
Oh,
very
good.
Sorry, Lori. And so they are in the health and wellness industry. So they are the women who are rocking wellness. And that is the name and the reason behind it. And the other thing we thought of is, business owners always want to attract attention to what they do and what they offer. And so we might want to have these events at maybe somebody else's business if they want to have people come. So we're gonna, open that up as well. And then people that are in the health and wellness industry, if they want to be a speaker, so that can also be something down the road.
And that goes for any type of wellness: physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, financial, environmental, animal. wellness, everything that is including in uplifting and helping people to better their self-care. Now, what we're focusing on in Women Rocking Wellness, rather than healthcare, is self-care. That's the big thing. And that's why I'm doing what I do, because I would love to help you get on the best self-care routines to up-level your wellness more than it's ever been. And yeah, so that's what we're all about in Women Rocking Wellness. So I'll hand it back to Ellen so she can finish doing her thing, and then I'll get back on my
Yeah,
soapbox.
and so I am not sure. I guess it's like almost 1:45, so maybe this is, and I know what happens sometimes. People sign up and they want to, and then they might have something pop up at the last minute, or I've had that happen and I've also forgotten. Okay, and it's like the next day, it's like, anyway.
But you are recording this, are you going to put it up on the Facebook
Yeah,
page?
it is. It's recording to the cloud. And then after that, Zoom will tell me when it's ready, and I'm going to, send it out to everyone. And then, of course, Donna, you can use that however you'd like. So maybe what we could do is, well, I mean, we could have all the ladies, just say who they are and what they do. And then, that way, if somebody happens to come in.
All right, do it that way.
So how about, so we're going to start with Jerriana, because you are a puppy wrangler, trainer, more than just puppies. So tell us, what you do and how you help people.
Give us your commercial.
Yeah.
So I consider myself kind of an educator, go between helping pet parents better understand and kind of build a better relationship with their pets, which ultimately leads to better wellness. Because if you've ever lived with a pet that had displayed a behavior that you found undesirable, whether they enjoyed it or not, it can certainly stress you out, and there's a lot of emotions involved, especially with like deeper behavior problems, things that can really, be detrimental to your relationship with your animal. So I help people kind of find a good balance there, make sure the dog's needs are being met, but also making sure that the people are feeling heard and like empowered to know what to do to make things better. And of course, a lot of people, we're starting with a young puppy because they have all these lofty goals of like taking their puppy with them all over the place. So let's make that happen so you can have the relationship you want.
Well, very nice. And so you have all of your contact information in there for everyone.
Yep.
So that's
Gold
good.
Star Puppy Academy. Yep.
Very nice. Okay, so Catherine, so tell us about you.
Okay. My husband and I used to travel worldwide collecting sea glass. And due to the pandemic, we had to figure out another way of finding our glass. We fortunately had a lot of glass already in our inventory. So I'll just show you a few things that we actually ended up purchasing, some glass. And then what I do, I don't know whether you can see it, but this happens to be a piece of glass, and you can see it's the bottom of a piece of a glass bottle from Russia. Now there's a major glass beach in Russia. For many years, there was a, what should I say, a factory there, and they disposed of all the trash from the factory in this particular place. So that's what we've had to do to, what should I say, pivot in this particular situation. The other thing is we purchased some glass from Japan. Interesting enough that the other side of the Sea of Japan is Vladivostok, which is where the Russian sea glass is, and the opposite from is Japan. And one of the beautiful things about the Japanese glass is these beautiful aquas. Now you can see I made a chain. It has a large bail, but we do have a website, jewelsinthesea.com. We do art shows. Our first show is going to be October 1st, and that will be 3 days in Fernandina Beach. Then we will head on to Stewart for a show the 16th. And from there on, we will be pretty busy every weekend. So if you don't see us around, you know we're busy making jewelry.
Very nice. And
Any
so there,
questions? Yeah.
there is a difference though. I remember you telling me about sea glass, that there is such a thing as gem quality. I did not know that. So what does that mean for like the average person?
Well, for the average person, in my opinion, it's not sea glass unless it's totally smooth, no marks, no imperfections. It's jewelry quality. It looks to me much better than a gem. I'm wearing what's called an English multi, and I won't go into that, but that's many colors. But each piece of glass that we pick up has to be of a high quality. Otherwise, it's still in what I call the trash stage. So if you're collecting nice pieces of glass or shells at the beach, keep in mind that if it has scratches and rough edges, that if you made it into jewelry, it in fact would hurt you. And so we're not into being hurting. And the other one thing I wanted to point out was that you were talking about relaxation. When we're collecting glass, it translates us into a totally different world. We are kind of caught in a lovely way at the sea, with the sounds, with the birds, with nature. And it's not unusual for us to hunt for glass 12 hours a day, particularly
Wow.
where we usually go. So around where we live 2 miles from the beach in Hobe Sound, and the odds of finding a piece of glass of jewelry quality are probably 1 in 10 times when we go to the beach. So it shows you how precious it's becoming. There just isn't that much glass available of the quality we're looking for. So that's why we travel.
Well, very nice. Very good. Okay, so now Cindy is like an amazing, she's just a magician to me. I think she's amazing. And so tell everyone what it is that you do.
So I'm just kind of stealing from you guys because I don't have a business right now of my own. I'm working on 2 of them, but I do engineer and produce Ellen's live stream Facebook show at Idea Garden. And I remember both Jerry Ann and both Catherine on there. And Catherine, I want to say, when I was in Alaska, I took the ferries and stuff, so I wound up in some pretty remote places because the cruise ships don't go to the same places that the ferries do. So the ferries is kind of like the working man's cruise ship or whatever, and they dock in different places. And so I remember being in Wrangell, Alaska, which I absolutely love. There were a lot of fishermen around the world go there for the salmon fishing, and then they have a small cannery that the lady actually had in her garage and whatever to can the salmon right there. And they had, which I got a bunch of pieces of, but I'm sure it's not gem quality. Their landfill was out by the water.
And well, actually, that's a great resource for you. You know, you probably have some lovely glass from there.
I do. I got a whole bunch of it, but I was shocked that there was that much. And I asked the people in town, I mean, like, is that like the drunken place to go and they just fling the bottles and stuff? And they're like, no, that's where our landfill was. And I'm like, why wouldn't you put the landfill like on the Bering Sea? It didn't make any sense to me.
Not unusual. Not unusual.
Glass was incredible.
Typical glass we find on beaches and ranging from Barcelona,
Really?
Vieques, Puerto Rico. There are certain places where we go where there were old dumps. So
Wow.
California is world renowned for that. So tell me the name of the place in Alaska where you were.
Wrangell, Wrangell.
Okay, I haven't been there.
It's in the Inside Passage.
Wonderful.
So everybody goes to Ketchikan, which I didn't really care for. They have a lot of totem poles and stuff there, which is kind of cool. It's the first stop out of Bellingham, Washington. It's like the first tour. So they bring everybody up to Ketchikan, and then you kind of fend out from there on where you're going to go. And we wound up going in the inside passage. We stayed through there.
If you email me a picture of what you have, I'd be more than happy to tell you the quality, if you're interested.
Yeah, I got it just because I wanted a glass jar of that glass, because I just like the colors and stuff, the cobalt blue and the green and all that. It was just soda bottles. I don't know where the blue came from. With the,
That's where it comes from. So you
Yeah.
may have some very valuable pieces.
Really? Yeah, I should look at it. I loved it. And the other thing I got were, what is it? Mussel shells. I think they're mussel shells. They're like blue and black and silver. They were quite different colors. It was incredible. And they were so fine. So if you touched it the wrong way, they just shattered.
Right, it's amazing. You just squeeze it and it
Yeah.
crunches up in your fingers.
Yeah, I loved it there. I actually loved it. I went there. We went to Petersburg, which was all Norwegian. So they had one of their huge Alaska salmon canneries in Petersburg. We went to Juneau, which was incredible, when Sarah Palin was the governor then, which was really weird because nobody knew her back then. And then when she
But
came out.
you never know what you're going to get in these meetings. You get
Right.
anthropology, you
Right.
get geology, you get jewelry design, and
Right.
you get an incredible amount of people doing so many interesting
Yeah,
things. And
yeah.
I really thank you for all of this wonderful input. So
yeah, you're welcome.
let's get started, because I do want to honor your time, okay, as well. So Ellen, did you have anything else to say before I get
No,
going?
I was going to say, make sure that if you haven't already done it, afterwards, Donna, put your contact information in, but oh, you did already. So just, yeah, get like,
Where are you saying to put it?
oh,
In the chat.
in the chat.
I don't
There
see.
is a little bar on the bottom of your
Yeah.
screen, and it says chat. Click on chat and it will open that up.
I don't have a chat.
Swing,
So-
just run your cursor over your screen.
Yeah,
On the bottom.
And
run
you'll
it
see the
over
bar open up and you'll see the chat.
picture.
Oh, there it says more. Now I got it. I'm chatting. Okay. I see.
Yay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Learn something new every day. Yes. So before we get started, I would like to see more of you, because I really want to see how you're breathing.
Mm.
So if there is a way that you can either move further away
I
from
should
your
move my
camera
other camera.
or angle your camera down a little bit, so I can see at least to your diaphragm. Okay, if we cut off the top of your head, that's fine. If that's the best you can do, that's
I
fine
should put my
too.
other light on.
That's much better. I can see a little bit more. The way you were all sitting before, it's actually impossible to take a deep breath when you're sitting forward like that with your shoulders hunched up. Okay, so that's not a good way to breathe. So the way I want to teach you to breathe requires good alignment and good posture. But before we get into any of that, again, my name is Donna Marie Conover. I've been a massage therapist for over 20 years and decided that I really didn't love massage, but I really loved helping people. And I've always been interested in movement. So I went and spent $15,000 on an education to learn about functional movement from Gray Institute. But to tell you the truth, I really didn't get much out of that, because during the time of my education, I was having incredible breathing problems. I've been a severe asthmatic all my life. And last year, I was in the hospital with pneumonia and bronchitis, each taking me weeks to recover from, and really forcing me to retire from the massage practice that I didn't love. So while I was doing this functional movement training, I realized that there was absolutely no attention paid to breathing. And as I decided to explore a little bit by myself. And I found that we actually can change the way we breathe into functional breathing. Because without functional breathing, we cannot have functional movement. And that's all there is to it. Functional breathing is a lot different from what you think it is. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to take a deep breath. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that most of you are breathing from the upper part of your chest, which leaves your poor little diaphragm hanging out there to dry. Now, your diaphragm is so important, both to functional breathing and functional movement, because when we breathe in and take a deep breath, we're not only changing the biochemistry of our body, but we are also changing our biomechanics. So we need to be able to breathe a circumferential breath using the diaphragm. Another thing that I notice with a lot of people is they breathe a lot using their mouths. Do you ever wake up in the morning with a dry mouth?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Do you snore?
No.
Does anyone have sleep apnea?
No,
Okay, well, that's good. Well, even if you're snoring and if you wake up with a dry mouth, you are usually breathing through your mouth. And that really does not give you a good night's sleep, which actually affects your stress levels. The way you breathe actually determines how you deal with stress and anxiety. If you're breathing constantly through your mouth, taking fast, shallow breaths, that keeps your sympathetic nervous system in a state of low-level fight or flight. And if you go to bed breathing the same way, you're not going to be able to discharge that at night and get a full night's sleep. And you'll be starting up this next day with that same level. What I teach is how to make your breathing light, slow, and deep. And what that does is that enables you to regulate your breathing, reduce your respiratory rate, and it really puts less negative pressure on your airways. And it helps you deliver more oxygen to your cells, which allows you to move better, exercise more without getting tired. It increases your endurance. So what we do is we start out with a baseline, okay? So do you have your cell phones with you with a timer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, get on your stopwatch actually on your cell phone. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a body oxygen level test. And this is going to tell us your sensitivity to carbon dioxide. And your sensitivity to carbon dioxide will actually tell you how well you can breathe. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
I think Kathy's
So
getting.
what we're going to do when we're all settled here is we're going to take a normal breath in and a normal breath out through our nose. We're going to pinch and hold our nose and our breath at the same time. And at the same time you pinch and hold your nose, push your timer button, okay? And when you feel the first urges to breathe, it could be a little swallow in your throat. It could be your diaphragm starting to contract a little bit. That's when you stop the timer, and that is your bulk score, okay? Are we ready?
I think so.
All set, Catherine?
I guess so. I don't know how to do the stopwatch, but forget it. I don't know where it is.
It's on the
Okay.
clock.
How about if I do mine?
No, don't, just go ahead. Now, you know what? I have a watch. I can just use my watch.
All right, all right. Okay. So the higher your bolt score, the more endurance you have. And the easier it is to get rid of any chronic condition you might have related to your breathing. And those chronic conditions could be anything from breathlessness to coughing, to wheezing, to diabetes, to high blood pressure, to headaches, all right? And it's been known that when you can increase your bolt score, you can alleviate many of the chronic conditions that
Wow.
may be plaguing you or not.
Hmm.
All right, so ready? So what I want you to do is take a normal breath in and a normal breath out through your nose. Keep your mouth closed, pinch and hold your nose at your breath and start counting. And just hold it gently until you feel that first little impulse to be able to breathe. Okay, all right. Cindy, I see some little bit of a movement there already. What have you got? Cindy, what's your bolt?
32.
Okay, that may need to be checked again. This seems a little bit high. Were you going a little bit, and unless you are a runner or something, are you an athlete? Okay. Yes, Jerianna.
Were we supposed to be kind of like holding our breath until
hold your breath.
we wanted to, or like, is it supposed to be just the first impulse that I would have to breathe? Because I could hold my breath for longer, but
Yes,
I wasn't
it's-
trying
so
to. Okay.
What we're doing here is we're really basically measuring your sensitivity to carbon dioxide. So that's why we're breathing in and breathing out. We're exhaling. Holding the breath on the exhale will minimize the length of the breath hold. Okay. So what I want you to do, let's try this again. But
Yeah.
first, I want you to take 3 big breaths in and out through your nose. All right, now breathe normally in through your nose, out through your nose. Your mouth stays closed. Pinch and hold your nose and your breath. Start the timer. Hold your breath until the first impulse to breathe starts. Excellent.
Wow.
All right. So Ellen, what have you got?
So this time it was 27, and I did make sure that I exhaled and then pinched, but 27.
That's good. And the reason your bolt score is higher than it normally would be, or than it was on your intake form, is because we discharged some of that carbon dioxide with the big breaths beforehand. Jerianna, what did you have?
I got about 20.
Good. That's really good. That's what I would expect for you. Catherine?
30.
All right. Wow. I think all that fresh ocean air probably is what makes you so healthy. All right, Cindy.
I'm a former runner.
Ah,
I do work out and walk every day.
excellent. All right,
Wow.
Cindy, how are you?
22.
Very good. Okay, that's what I would expect. So yeah, you're about right at where you should be for a healthy person. Okay, since I have suffered with asthma all my life, okay, and I am 64 years old, my bolt score, of course, is lower, and it takes a little bit longer to get up. Although what I have noticed in doing the breathing exercises, some of which I will teach you today, is that I recover much quicker than I ever did before. I can recover my breathing within 2 breaths when I get to the point of breathlessness.
Wow.
All right, so one of the things that we really need to do to start making you a little less sensitive to carbon dioxide so that you can have a higher Bolt score is we do many small breath holds. And that gets you used to something called air hunger. Now, air hunger is the feeling that you get when you feel like you want to take a bigger breath and you're not getting a satisfying breath. And that's where I kind of want you to start getting used to as we do the next two exercises. All right, the first one is called many small breath holds. And what this is going to do is it is going to pool nitric oxide in your nasal cavities and also carbon dioxide in your lungs. Now, carbon dioxide is the catalyst that helps to release oxygen from the red blood cells into muscle cells and all the other organ cells. So it's important to have a good balance of carbon dioxide in your system for major health. I mean, there's studies done right now that are using carbon dioxide to actually heal people from anything from schizophrenia to Alzheimer's to cancer to any sort of autoimmune disease. So we've got it for free. All we have to do is learn how to tap into it, okay? And to get you used to carbon dioxide, the feeling of carbon dioxide, because what's going to happen if you have a sensitivity to carbon dioxide, you sort of get a panicky feeling, which is why fast, shallow breathing is related to stress, because it directly affects your sympathetic nervous system. And it keeps you in that state, breathing quickly, okay? So we're gonna do about 5 sets of breath holds, okay? But we're only gonna do them for 5 seconds and then have a 10-second rest in between. And you can do this as many times during the day as you want. Now, the one thing that I want you to start focusing on and use as a takeaway from this is to breathe through your mouth, nose, all the time. Try and eliminate as much mouth breathing as possible. Keep your mouth closed. Mouths are for eating, noses are for breathing. Ha. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a small breath in, small breath out through your nose. Pinch and hold your nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale in through your nose. Breathe normally for 10 seconds. That's good. Take a normal breath in, normal breath out through your nose. Pinch and hold your nose. Pinch and hold your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale through your nose. Breathe normally for 10 seconds. That's really good. You should start feeling a little relaxing coming in. All right, let's do it again. Breathe in, small breath through your nose, out, small breath through your nose. Pinch and hold your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale through your nose. Breathe normally for 10 seconds. This is a really good exercise. If you're feeling really stressed or anxious, do this a few times. Do this several times during the day and it'll start balancing out your nervous system. All right, let's do it one more time. Inhale, small breath in through your nose, small breath out through your nose. Pinch and hold your nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, breathe in through your nose and breathe normally. All right, so now I want you to, we're going to work on the biochemistry by learning how to breathe light. Okay, so you can put your hand on your chest and your hand on your abdomen just above your belly button. Let's make sure that your posture is nice and aligned. Make sure there's a little, pretend there's a little string that's pulling you up from your head. You want your ears to be over your shoulders and your shoulders to be over your pelvis, and feel your ribs just open up as you align your spine and engage your core. All right, so hand there and start taking small breaths, or actually just start breathing normally in through your nose, out through your nose. And just feel how you're breathing. Notice your breathing. just notice. We want to become aware of our breath. And start relaxing into the breath. Notice the cooler air coming in through your nose and the warmer air going out through your nose. Allow your mind to focus on your breath. In through your nose, cooler air. Out through your nose, warmer air. Softly, gently. We'll just start minimizing that breath a little bit so you can barely feel the little hairs in your nose move as you take a small breath in and a small breath out. Just relax into that. Keep focusing on your breath. Keep noticing your breath. Notice where it's coming from. Notice how you're feeling. Good. Very good. So you've got it nice and slow and gentle. Make it very, very light and very slow. You should start feeling your hands start to warm a little. You should start feeling the saliva in your mouth start to become a little bit more wet. Just the feeling of relaxation coming over your body. Now I want you to really keep it light, but I want you to inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just keep that going for a couple of minutes. Keep bringing your mind back to your breath. Feel how soft and light your breath is as the cooler air comes in through your nose and out through your nose. It feels warmer. Relax yourself. Don't try and change your breathing or tense your body. Keep it slow and light. All right, that's good. Now I want you to put your hands on either side of your ribs. Keep breathing slow and light. Right here, we're going to engage the diaphragm, just like this, just like that. So I want you to do it in a relaxed way. So you're not tensing your shoulders as you're holding your ribs, okay? And we're going to keep up that same light breathing, okay? But as you inhale, your lower 2 ribs are moving out. And as you exhale, your lower 2 ribs move in. As you inhale, lower ribs move out. Exhale, lower ribs move in. You may feel your belly pushing out too. Good. Inhale, lower ribs move in. Exhale, lower ribs move in. Jerry, it looks like you're holding your breath a little bit. So I want you to just relax into that. Okay. Maybe just kind of relax in your chair a little bit more. Relax your posture a little bit. That's it. Now just put your hands there and just breathe into your hands. Feel your lower ribs press into your hands. And as you exhale, feel your hands pushing into your lower ribs. Feel the difference there? All right, good. Now what you can do is as you're inhaling and feeling your ribs move out, you can also lean forward in your chair a little bit. And that's going to give you a little bit more space for a bigger inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to slump back a little bit in your chair, and that's going to compress the diaphragm back into its little place that it likes to live, up there right under your heart. Inhale, lean forward, press your ribs out. Exhale, lean back, your ribs move in. All right. And you can feel as you're doing that you actually do have a little relaxing rock going on. Now, this is a very, very small movement, but this is what happens when you are breathing correctly. When your ribs move out and your diaphragm moves down, okay, you're actually making your spine just much more supple and fluid. You're helping with the interabdominal pressure, which is actually helping you to keep your pelvic floor strong as well. When I talk about interabdominal pressure, I'm talking about the pressure that's created in your torso that actually draws air into your lungs. The lungs do nothing by themselves. It's the intra-abdominal pressure caused by the diaphragm and the abdomen that draws the air into your lungs. Taking small, shallow breaths through your nose will actually help that nitric oxide get into your lungs, and that nitric oxide will relax the tissue in your lungs and deliver air into the alveolar sacs and the lower part of your lungs, where the most blood-rich, dense air can get into your bloodstream. That's where the gas exchange takes place, right down in here. So breathing in through our nose, softly, quietly, holding our breath. When we feel anxiety coming on for small periods of time, okay, will help you to start calming and relaxing. And I want to say one thing about that and sleep. So I did mention sleep at the very beginning. It's very important to be able to nasal breathe through sleep. So what we recommend is that begin taping your mouth if you know you're a mouth breather. I have been using 3M Micropore Tape across my lips to stop my mouth breathing at night for about 2 months now. And it made all the difference in my sleep. I used to wake up with a dry mouth. I couldn't get going without a cup of coffee. I would wake up at night all the time at 3 o'clock. I would have to pee and I would have trouble getting back to sleep. Okay. So now that I have been taping my mouth, it is a signal to go to sleep. I relax into my breath. I go to sleep right away. I sleep in the same position for a full 8 hours, and I wake up energized and ready to go. And I don't need naps during the day anymore. So taping the mouth at night is a really good way to energize yourself through the day and raise your bolt score. Okay. So when you want to start increasing endurance, you start increasing the intensity of your breath holds. So what I'm going to be doing in the next probably week or so is I'm going to be introducing a walk in the park. So for anyone here in Vero Beach, we're going to go over to Riverside Park. We're going to start learning how to walk with proper gait and how to breathe while you're walking and start increasing your endurance. Okay. So we're going to make you all healthy, happy, fit, good sleepers, productive. You know, what else goes along with good breathing? Everything, because without your, I've heard this, it's in the yogic tradition. It's not the length of your life, but how many breaths you breathe.
Oh, wow.
You know, that determines your life. It's, you know, how many breaths you breathe. So I've always believed that we have been given only a certain amount of breaths. So we need to make the most of them, and breathing them in slowly and relishing every one is the best way. If you're breathing with your neck and shoulders and huffing and puffing, you're wasting your breath. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Any questions?
So yes, I have a question. So with the 3M tape, you mentioned it, but I haven't heard of this. Because I don't want to put duct tape on my husband's
Oh,
mouth.
hold on a second. I will go get a roll.
Okay. I mean, I think that's kind of funny, but he won't like that at all. So,
I was thinking about that being uncomfortable at first too,
yeah.
but it's
And
a good idea.
yeah, I mean, Donna was saying that it signals her body, to want to go to sleep. I mean, I think my husband and I would give that a try. I think we would.
It's really good, and if you have trouble with it, try wearing it for about 20 minutes during the day. It
Okay.
just gets you used to mouth breathing. And after a while, you really don't need the tape anymore. But I know people who have been using it, just use it because they've gotten used to it and they're sure. This is the 3M Micropore Tape, is surgical tape, first aid tape that's hypoallergenic, okay? And you cut about a 4-inch piece and you just kind of fold over the ends here. And you place it over your lips. Well, before you do that, you get your mouth in a good position. One thing that I did not mention during this is the best way to keep your airways open is to always keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth. That's where it's supposed to live. Okay? If your tongue does not fit in the roof of your mouth is too small, probably from mouth breathing or over breathing. Okay? So put your tongue in the roof of your mouth, relax your jaw, relax your lips. Come on, Dave. I go to sleep. Now, if this is too much for you, you can get a little 1-inch piece and put it like that. Okay? Just give it a try. I swear, it's a miracle. It is a miracle. So having the tongue in your roof of your mouth keeps your airways open. Your posture keeps your airways open. If you notice yourself with forward neck posture, Jerianna, your airways
so
are
bad.
closed. Okay. So what I want you to do whenever you feel yourself moving forward like this, all right, is sit up in your chair, and the crown of your head is actually right here. It's not here where people think, but the crown of your head is up here. So put your hand about a 1/2 inch above your head and then sit up so that your hand reaches the touch of your head. And you feel, with the tongue in the roof of your mouth, you feel your airway open immediately. You feel your ribs just open up and your spine just lengthen. This is our posture. This is the posture we were meant to have. This is the posture that helps us breathe and helps us move efficiently. Okay, any other questions?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Informative.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it's something I definitely need to work on. I'll get out of breath when I'm just like talking for too long.
Well, what I was thinking about was to, start doing these little Zoom chats for maybe about a 1/2 hour, at least once a week, and start putting some exercises out there. Because, I am going to start creating a video library. But those things take time because I am technologically challenged. Which is why I have to have Ellen do these Zoom meetings for me. But yeah, I'm the teacher. Yeah. And I have to say this about Ellen. I don't know where I would be without her. She has, gotten me out of my fear of social media, okay, and has really been able to help me tell my story or begin to tell my story on social media. The posts and memes that she creates for me are just exquisite. Have you seen them? Oh my goodness, she's an artist, and I am just so pleased and so honored to have Ellen on my team. And if you're ready to start telling your story out there, I would definitely talk to Ellen about how she can help you reach, a wider audience.
Thank you so much, Donna. It's been a lot of fun, actually. Love doing it. So yeah. And I don't know about you ladies, but I feel very relaxed. But I've been through. There's a lot of other exercises you have taught me, and even my husband says that it's quite a workout. these exercises?
Well, wait until we get into more of these exercises here because we have to increase endurance. So we're going to increase the intensity of this. The breath holds will get longer. And as the breath holds get longer, you add more intensity. You do. And this will help you. We call it high altitude training. It's basically simulation of high altitude training. And it's what most athletes are using now. But again, breathing this way has eliminated my asthma almost altogether. So I'm sleeping better. I have more energy than I did when I was 30. And I just feel wonderful. And I keep exploring into this amazing world of breathing, which is really, really, really opening up right now. People are looking for ways to be able to help themselves become well because the medical community, I think, really is kind of failing us. Our medicines are not working as well anymore. Okay, we shouldn't have to rely on medications because our body is perfectly capable of healing itself given the right information. And that information comes in the form of what you take in through your mouth, in through your nose, in through all of your senses. Okay, so learn how to breathe quietly, deeply. Start being mindful about your breath and your practices, and learn how to down regulate when you feel that that anxiety coming on. And you can do that by simply slowing down your breath or holding your breath over a period of time for a few seconds each time. Okay, do these exercises several times a day, and I swear you'll feel the difference. Check your posture whenever you are standing at this kitchen counter sink. Okay, plant your feet on the ground. Let me stand back a little bit here. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, hip distance apart, feet straight out, relax your knees, okay? You want your shoulders pointing forward, you want your eyes pointing forward, okay? Engage your core and, pull up your spine. And you can see, you can connect the dots. The ear is over the shoulder is over the hip is over the knee is over the ankle. And if you do this while you're standing, you'll have balance and you'll have energy because chi can flow. Okay?
Well, very good. Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
It was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you. And look at that. How about that for timing? It is 6:30 exactly. I
Perfect.
appreciate you all for coming. Check out the Facebook page, Donna Marie Conover, LMT, and my website, breathplay.net. I am available for consultation and one-on-one classes, and small group classes will be forming shortly.
Very good. Wonderful. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And when we plan next month's event, of course, we're going to get that out there on social media and such. Okay. So I hope that everyone has a wonderful evening.
All right, and we can share this Facebook group with like any other people we know with wellness stuff. Okay. Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are
All right.
looking for additional wellness speakers too.
I have
do
someone in
Zoom
mind.
meetings or full meetings. Yes. Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Pause.